What I said was, it wasn't biased abuse. I would have given
That's
the
true.
items to anyone
That's true.
who
It
bought me the
wasn't
game.
biased abuse. It was still abuse. Absolutely. And that's part of the reason why I left. I can't fix it if it's going on at the top.
Well, it's not just
with
me, though.
not with the limited amount of time I had available. You
What I
guys
did
are so
pales in comparison to what
frustrated.
Dwight and Rizzo himself has done.
You know what? I'm not going to deny that. I'm not going to say that
But
Dwight is
you're in here
objective.
bitching at me about it.
I'm not bitching at you about it specifically. I'm saying I wouldn't have brought Coops on because of his history. You can't exactly
Correct,
get
which
rid
was
of an
the decision
owner.
of
I mean,
mine.
unless he plans on selling the server. And if he's selling the server for something relatively decent, tell me, I'll buy it.
Decent in what way? Reasonable in what way, rather?
The server is operating in red right now, so, you know.
Right.
Don't spill your popcorn, Eric. Anyways, that's why it's one of the main reasons why I left, because seeing what was going on, and Dwight did good. When I was there, Dwight was doing very well. He was sticking to his guns. He was being open and communicative. He was following through. You guys were starting to give objective, unbiased feedback on applications, and that was great. And then as soon as I left, it all went to hell in a handbasket. All of a sudden, it's friends being promoted, and that's pretty much it. People who had previously abused. When you've got people in your community who not only don't abuse, but really want to see the server thrive. You should see the number of messages I've received, not just on the Daegonner forums, but people who have come over to Cosmic to beg me to come back. Please save Daegonner. And I have to tell them no.
You don't have to tell them no, you choose to.
I do. No, I have to tell them no, because when I choose to take on that role, I make a promise to the community. And in order for me to keep that promise, I have to do an objective evaluation of the amount of time needed. The amount of time that Daegonner needs...
I've already read the explanation.
...is 16 to 22 hours a day. I don't have 16 to 22 hours a day.
Right, but you could fix the reason why it would require that much time, and then spend 1 to 3 hours.
I would have to completely neglect the other servers that I represent.
No, you wouldn't.
Yeah, I would, because it would require...
You had more power than Dakota and I myself at the time, and you could have done anything that you needed to.
Yeah, absolutely, and what I needed to do was babysit everybody, and train everybody, and teach everybody, and I didn't have the time to do that. I was told when I stepped in that everything for the most part at the upper levels was copacetic. And that wasn't the case. That amplified my workload dramatically. And so I had to take a look at it objectively. The amount of time it would take to get you guys where you need to be was more hours than I had available. It's not that I didn't want to, Alex. I'd have given my eye teeth. You ask Eric. I was devastated to step down. But I have to be realistic. One of the last things I said in the staff chat, or in the TeamSpeak, I don't remember which, was that we needed to look at people other than Ganja members for staff. We brought on a bunch of Ganja members. Not that Ganja's bad. Ganja members, I think, are great. But to show the community that we were being open and objective, to consider people from other factions, would be immensely important.
It's not that we're not open and objective.
Okay, listen, you have to understand the way you're being perceived.
Of non-toxic players.
No, listen,
I understand that I'm being
true.
perceived as biased.
No, not only are you are biased.
How am I biased? How is it not just a perception?
How
is it not your perception and your assumption that I'm biased?
KL is better than
I didn't promote
15
KL. That was
other
Dwight
different
himself.
players. Regardless, I'm using it as an example.
You're using it as an example against me.
No, not against you, against the staff team. The
Right, but you're
decisions
calling me
should
out
come from the
specifically.
staff team. I'm
You're not
talking
speaking
with
to
you.
you're not
I'm
speaking to the staff
speaking with
entirely.
you. I'm
Precisely.
speaking with you.
And
You are the
therefore
head
can
of
only
staff,
assume.
yes? Is there
No.
anybody else in the head of staff position?
Dwight. He's already ruled multiple of my decisions regarding the staff.
Then you're going to need to tell him. I don't know if you can tell him. I don't know that you would have been able to tell me in that situation. I told Dwight what needed to be done. I told you guys what needed to be done. Alex, you and I didn't speak regularly, but I think I was pretty straight up about what I saw needed to happen for Daegonner to come back. Consistency, transparency, accountability. Your community needs to be able to trust your staff team. They don't. That's what's killing Daegonner.
I don't believe that. It's been going
Well,
on
your
for...
community says otherwise. It's been
The
going on for
community
how many
says a lot of
maps?
things.
No.
It's been
Your
going
community
on
is seeking
since
me out on other servers.
August
begging me.
2013.
Mm-hmm.
Dwight and Scrubble both abused were their friends, and at the time the server had 505 out of 500 players. But you're saying what's killing the server is the abuse.
Yeah, absolutely, and the fact that they can't trust the staff.
Eric.
Community can't trust you. That is like the worst situation for you to be in.
You want to take a poll?
You've got nobody backing you right now,
You
as
want to
far
take
as
a
like the
poll?
bulk of the community is concerned. I'm not going to take a poll.
I trust all the staff.
So-
I'm just gonna put that out there.
I'm just letting you know objectively.
So you don't want to prove that no one trusts me?
I don't need to
But the
prove it
majority of
because
the
your
community doesn't
community was straight up.
They were angry because of their bias against two of the staff members promoted.
Absolutely.
You don't see an issue with that. You don't see an issue with them being angry with me because I promoted two staff members who have had previous experience and have proven themselves as good staff members in the past.
And
made
abusive,
small
hold on,
mistakes.
abusive staff members. First and foremost, abusive staff members.
Name a
Abusive
single
staff members.
name a single player who you think would not be abusive in regards, let's say, one of the friends.
Oh, fuck friends. There's a reason why I don't play on the servers that I manage.
Well, you can't expect
First
all
thing
the
I said
players
to
on
Eric when
Daegonner
he
not to make
submitted his...
friends prior to
First
becoming
thing I
helper.
said to Eric...
That's just what factions is.
First thing I said to Eric when he applied for staff is, you know, I think you'd be a great staff member, but definitely not right now. My first concern is, and always will be, the community. End of story. Your community's pissed off because you brought back in people who are known to have broken the rules.
Right. What I'm asking you is, can you suggest anyone who you don't think would break the rules?
Yeah, me. But I wouldn't work as a helper under you.
Aside from yourself.
Scrap is good. Scrap is really good.
Someone who isn't staff already.
He was staff.
He still is staff.
I know he is. He's standing there in our slime pit with no slimes. Thank God, I hate those slimes so much. Look, I'm not going to give you name specifics. That's what I rely on the staff team for.
So you don't have any names.
Why would I give names, ever?